All right, we're leaving.
We're leaving.
Going to an anchorage that is less populated. We're almost there! How beautiful is that? Pretty excited.
Hey there, I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is the story of our adventure. Life is fleeting, and we want to squeeze every bit out of it. We are wandering the world, so home is a bit of a moving target for us. We love finding the random, the remote, and sharing it all with you. So subscribe to get lost with us and hopefully find some inspiration to go after your own dreams.
Welcome back.
We are in Nuku Hiva, where we have been recovering, restocking, and really just fixing stuff.
Yeah, and we've got enough fixed on the boat, although the list is sort of never ending. We've got enough fixed that we feel confident to go back out sailing and exploring again.
Yes, and the wind was going to be swapping from the south, which makes this already slightly rolly anchorage much more rolly, and we were ready to find something a bit more remote. All right, we're leaving.
We're leaving. Not super fast, but we're leaving.
Yes, we have stocked up on groceries, and we're saying goodbye to this anchorage.
We have 2.6 true wind speed.
Not a lot of wind.
We're doing 2.2 boat speed, so there you go, almost matching the wind.
There you go. Slowly leaving.
Yeah, I think we'll throw an engine on. Out there, it's supposed to be a good 12 or 13 knots.
Yeah.
But, you know, in here, there was good wind, and I was like, oh yeah, we're cruising out at 5 knots, get those engines off. Oh.
Yeah.
And now we're just looking at all the boats barely moving away from them.
Just a little squall that was bringing wind, I guess. But
the boats getting a little wash off.
Yeah, wash off all the bird poop up there on the sails.
So much.
But yeah, glad we're gonna going to an anchorage that is less populated. So it'll be cool to check that out. And this one has been cool. We've got everything fixed mostly that we needed to. So that is awesome and supplied up. And now it's time to go.
We made our way from Anaho Bay on the south side of Nuku Hiva around to Anaho Bay on the north side of the island.
We're almost there! It wasn't a very long sail in miles, but it felt super long because we had current and it was actually pretty rough and it just like nothing was going the way you wanted it to go. So it feels good to be almost there, and we're now going with the wind and the waves. beautiful is that? We made it here. It was a little bit of a stressful sail, but it is so nice here. So calm. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 other boats. 2 of them not inhabited, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's just so much calmer than the last one, so pretty excited to be here.
This little bay is where Robert Louis Stevenson first made landfall back in 1888. He arrived aboard the Casco, a 95-foot, 2-masted schooner. Stevenson wrote, "Of the beauties of Anaho, books could be written." And I have to agree, there's a timelessness here, a sense that the bay has been allowed to age gently, untouched by the harshness of modern life.
This bay was stunning. It was beautiful, but the area that was protected from the outside swell was really small, and more boats kept showing up. And I think after how exhausted we were looking for an anchorage where we could sleep and have no worries about our neighboring boats.
Yeah, and I have to say that's one of the downsides of traveling on a boat is a cramped acreage. A cramped acreage. I can't say the word anchorage.
Try it once. You haven't done it yet, so try it once.
Anchorage.
No, say it normally.
Anchorage.
There you go.
So I have to say that this is one of the downsides of traveling on a boat. A cramped anchorage can be pretty stressful.
Yes, and with islands like this, there's not too many viable anchorages. The island comes up out of the water quite steeply, and so there's only a few spots where you can drop an anchor with the amount of chain most cruising boats carry, and that ends up putting the boats all very close to each other. And the more boats come in, the more that you're worried about somebody hitting you, and just becomes more of an issue. The island themselves also create some different weather. They're tall enough that they end up holding on to clouds, you see more rain, and then there's an effect called katabatic winds, which actually accelerate the winds in some of these anchorages.
Yeah, so it was a bit stressful. We weren't too excited to leave Goose for very long with neighbors too close for comfort on all sides. Don't get great sleep either. So we decided it was time to move on and continue our search for somewhere a bit more alone.
We made our way around the top of the island to the western side, where we hoped we would find a spot. We had scoped out several spots, but weren't sure if it would be possible or settled enough to actually drop anchor. Eventually, we found this little spot. This side of the island is uncharted, so we worked our way in very cautiously, dropped anchor, and finally got to feel alone for the first time in a very long time. This spot was exactly what we were craving. A place where the world feels untouched. The water reflects the sky. The boat drifts as if suspended in time. There's no rush here. No outside noise. Only the hush of the tide against the shore. The whisper of the wind. This is what we seek out. Solitude without loneliness. Silence without emptiness. A calm that settles deep within. This is what it means to be far away. To let the world fall silent and to simply exist in peace. just as we were enjoying a stunning sunset, this happened. If you guys have been following along, you might remember our last drone went for a little swim a few months ago. This was the replacement we had picked up in Panama, and this was its inaugural flight. We were more than a little bummed. And to top it all off, a rainstorm blew in 10 minutes later. With the daylight fading fast, there was no chance of recovering our little drone that night. And honestly, we weren't very hopeful it would survive until morning, and even less sure that we could scale the cliff to reach it.
So, going on a little mission. Somewhere up there, the drone decided to land. And so, it's kind of a long shot, but we're here, and you can just see it's so green everywhere that it's really hard to have any idea where. I think it's on this side, based on the last thing I saw, but I don't know where. Kind of a big mountain here. So I'm going to go over and just see if I can see it. But yeah, last ditch effort, try and find it. If we can't, we can't. These drones are so expensive, but they're double the price in Tahiti, almost. They're like a full third more. So I want to avoid buying one in Tahiti if I can. New Zealand's not too bad. I could have a friend fly in with it maybe. But before we cross that bridge, I want to see if I can find it and see if it's badly damaged, lightly damaged, total loss, whatever. Here we go.
Well, Tim is going on a drone recovery mission. It's such a bummer. I think something's actually wrong with the drone. That's the first time we used it, and it kept disconnecting, and we weren't, it was just in this little bay, so it's not far compared to the last drone, which is the same drone. Just this one was a refurbished model, which is always a little sketchy, but that was the only thing that we could find. They literally didn't have them in stock. So yeah, it's somewhere up on that mountain. Somewhere up there.
Pretty random. There's the paddleboard. Little protected spot. Somebody's been eating some goats. Doesn't look like recently, but... And then looks like somewhat of a natural path. Pretty cool.
Well, I'm sweating just doing laundry. When the sun comes out, it gets very hot. And I'm glad he has the yellow backpack, because I've been able to spot him when he's in the trees, like I assume right now. I can't see him, but when there's a break, I can usually catch sight of him. Thanks to the bright yellow backpack. I'll put a link to that below. That thing has been awesome. But yeah, right now I don't see him. We had a pin from the drone that when it was last had battery. So that was last night. So I sent that to him. So he has that, and he has a picture from where it was in the bush last. So it's kind of a long shot, and it is a crazy hike. I'm sure there are lots of spider webs, but yeah, it doesn't look very fun. So hopefully he's doing all right, and hopefully I can catch sight of him shortly. And I hope he finds it, because he is so frustrated that that is gone. I don't fly the drone because I hate the stress of flying the drone, and I never have. I've always preferred to drive the truck. And on the boat, it's 10 times worse because you're moving and the water's moving, and yeah, it's so stressful. Jeez. But that's where we're at right now.
Woo! So, living on a boat makes you very out of shape for hiking anyways. Best tool of the whole hike, this little stick. It's just solid spider webs with these big, mean looking spiders, but I don't know if they bite. I Googled, kind of like New Zealand, there's nothing poisonous, no poisonous like ivy, there's oleander and stuff, but you'd have to eat it to get sick. So, but yeah, you're just walking through spider webs everywhere. I'm trying to line up the view I had last on the drone. It's hard to know though, am I 50 yards too high up the mountain?
22 low, this way, that way. So I'll show you guys the photo I'm trying to. So something about like that. There's no bush in the way, so maybe about there. I feel like it's beneath me though. I feel like I'm slightly too high, but very imprecise science here. Okay. Yeah, I know I'm close to it. Everything lines up really well, but I can't find it. So I think I just got to put in the time here and just clomp around a bunch. And if I can't find it here, I'll try a new area, but yeah, it had view. I know that when it went down. Doesn't mean it's up high at all, but it had some sort of view. So I got to remember to look in trees, because of course I wouldn't think to do that, but could be sitting in the foliage of a tree pretty easily, actually. Should brought a saw. Okay, let's see what we can find. No way. Took a while, but there's the boat. I kept looking on the ground. I knew to look in trees, but you know, there's just not that tall of trees, and right there. I'm sure the blades are probably messed up, but it doesn't look bad, I have to say. Okay, I'm gonna set you down because if I drop it while trying to recover it, that's extra dumb. So what's wild is there's the view I was looking for. Man, it's exactly as it last looked on the screen. Whew, thankful we found it.
All right, Tim just called on the radio and he found it. I still can't, I even got the long lens out. I can't see him up there. The sun is in a bad spot right now for me to be able to see, but I cannot believe that he found it. That's amazing. So that was pretty quick to get all the way up there. I don't know how many feet that is, but it is a lot of very straight upness. So wow, can't believe he found it. Hopefully it's okay, but he found it. That's incredible. So yes, hopefully it works. All right, we can finally see Tim again. Still got a ways to come down, and he's gone into the trees. It's a little ways down to the paddleboard. He's still got a little ways to go. I lost sight of him again because he's under tree cover again, but he's almost here. Yeah, amazing. I can't believe he found it. It's such, he really likes when I'm out here. It's such an expensive thing, and much more expensive and hard to get in places like these islands. So yeah, hopefully we can get it working, but nice to have it back. So all the little stuff on there, like the SD card that's in there and all that kind of stuff that's also hard to get here, we'll have back. So yeah, we'll see. I'll be glad when I see him back on the beach at his paddleboard. Woo! He is back at the paddleboard, safe and sound. Thank goodness.
Hundreds of spiders.
Oh, I bet.
You can't really use two hands because there's so many. You just have a stick in front of you pulling down all the webs.
Yeah, you probably want to take a shower now, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in the water and then I think jump in the shower.
Oh.
I just jumped in with my shoes because they're so nasty. I'm like, well, that'll start.
Yeah, I'll just rinse them with fresh water so hopefully they don't get too moldy. All right.
These socks have a bunch of stickers in them.
Here it is. Doesn't look too bad.
We were so happy to have our little drone back. It's so crazy that on its very first flight, I ended up crashing it, but I can't believe after a night in the rain, it worked, and it's still working perfectly now.
Yes, and this spot was really cool. It's neat to be in a place where authors like Robert Louis Stevenson and Herman Melville have spent time and written about, and we're realizing that being remote, which we are in these islands, and being alone are two very different things.
That's for sure. It takes a little effort to get fully alone, but we love doing that. So that does it for this week. Thank you all so much for coming along. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
And drone, he's better now, and we have him, and I'm so happy.
And Robert Louis.
And our drone did drone things.
Yeah.
And our drone's still working to this day.
Authors like Stephen Melville. Really struggling with my brain this morning. Okay.
And Droney is still going to this day.
Can you laugh at that? Okay.
And drone is still going to this day.
Trying not
that one.
Okay, just wait and let me stop laughing, otherwise it'll just be laughing. Okay.
And Droney is still going. She's still laughing to this day.
I've got the giggles.
And to this day, she's still laughing.
Okay. I'm thinking about what I'm saying. Don't get annoyed with me. Okay, ready?
Okay, good.
Okay. Yes, and
No, go ahead.
yes, and this